Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. My name is Edwin, and in today's video, we're going to be going over um, labels. We're going to be going over the boards and issues, and we're going to go over how you would start actually doing development on one of your projects. But before we do all that, there's something that I kind of just glossed over in the last video, and I kind of want to go back to. It's these milestones. I kind of created them, but I didn't really explain what you get when you create a milestone. Okay, so when you create a milestone, you're going to have the name of the milestone, and then you're going to have your description of the milestone. And then further on down here, you're going to have a burn down chart or a burn up chart. And you could toggle that between weighted issues and non-weighted issues. And then even further down below, you're going to have all the issues inside of that milestone, merge request, participants, and labels. So this is going to make a little bit more sense, this area, once we start adding issues to our milestone. So we're going to get into that. So one of the first things that we're going to do is I want labels, but I don't want labels just for my specific project. I want it for the entire subgroup. So I'm going to go back to the DevOps group that we made in the last video. And I'm going to go to subgroup information and labels. Now creating labels in here is going to make them available to all the children. So it's just going to make these reusable, and that's good for us. So labels are a way of tagging issues and milestones. I believe you could, no, you can't tag epics, I don't think, but and you could tag merge requests. It'll make a little bit more sense once we actually start working in it, but it's a way of adding attributes to items inside of GitLab. And I'm going to kind of just show this off. I'm going to create a bug. I'm going to give it a color of red. All these colors are kind of arbitrary. They don't really matter too much. I'm going to make a feature. Let's make that kind of light pink. That might be light purple. I'm a guy, so I don't actually see colors that well. Although I did a test, and my ability to do color stuff, like actually differentiate colors, is pretty high apparently. In review, let's make that purple. I'm just going through this as quickly as possible. But you guys can make these inside of your system as well. We've done bug, feature, in review. Let's do one more of infrastructure and create that label. So we have a bug, we have a feature, we have some infrastructure that we can create. We have something for in review and in progress. This is a good starting off point for any project, I think. You can make more as you find the need for them. I know companies with, dozens to tens of, like, maybe upwards of 50. I've seen hundreds of them. I feel like there's a little bit of diminishing return when you're labeling this kind of stuff, but hey, when people need to find the things that they need to find, it's good to have a label for them and give them a way to find it. So, whatever works for you. So, from the group, I'm going to actually do a lot of the work that we're going to do here inside of the group. We're going to have to duplicate some of our effort inside of the project for boards, but it'll be all right. We'll live. So one thing that I want to do is I want to go to my boards, and I want to, let's edit this board. So this is like a Kanban board, and you can add different sections for different things. So I'm going to, here in my development, I'm going to create a new one for a label, and let's do in progress. So if something is in progress, we want to be able to sort that stuff, and in review, I also want to sort that stuff. So there we go. That seems good. And then let's oh, it looks like I actually already made one. but it's not here anymore. So let's recreate it. So I have one called sprint planning, and the way that I want to do this is, I'm not going to be able to do the sprint planning here. That's all right. Let me think how I want to do this. So the reason that I can't do the sprint planning here is because my milestones are in the project scope, so they're not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to promote these projects. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go into my math demos group, and I'm going to go to issues, milestones, and you can really quickly just promote these. I'm looking to where to do it. I think I have to go inside of it, and I can click this promote button, and I'm going to promote it up to the group. And I'm going to do the same thing for the second sprint. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Thankfully, I could just reopen it, and there we go. Now I don't see any milestones inside of my actual project. If I want to see my milestones, I have to go out to the actual group. And if I go to issues, milestones, my milestones are here now. But what that gives us is I can go to my board now and do sprint planning, and I can create a list of milestones, and I could say milestone 1, and I could create another one for sprint 2, and that gives me a nice way of doing my sprint planning. Now, if I want issues to go into my sprint 1, I can just move them over from the open over to sprint 1. And if I look at my milestones now, I see that I have 2 issues inside of my milestone. And if I look at my burn down chart, it sees that I went from 0 issues up to 2 issues now. And these are based on days. So you guys can see that pretty clearly, hopefully. So let's continue on. Another really loud motorcycle. I live in front of a highway, guys, I'm sorry. So let's continue here into our math demo. Let's take a look at our boards. And I want to create a new board in here. So I'm going to go here and I want to create a board. I don't want to show closed issues, I want to show open issues, and let's call this work planning. And let's create the board. And I saw something really cool there, a feature that I haven't seen in a while. Scope. Board scope affects which issues are displayed for anyone who can visit. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought that I could scope the board up to a different project, but I can't do that. So I'm going to create a list, and in here I'm the only actual user inside of this group, so I'm going to add myself as one of the things, and now I'm going to own this create.readme to myself. And now I can see that, and let's do a little bit of a labeling for this kind of stuff too. So I can edit the labels. This is a feature, so I'm going to add the feature, and I'm actually just going to go to the list as well, and I want to edit all my issues. I'm going to select all of them. They're all already in milestone 1. I'm going to go to label, and I'm going to click the feature, and I'm going to say update all. I want to have that feature tag on all of them. Let's go back to my board. I'm the owner of this now, and let's go back to the development board, and I guess, I didn't make these changes here, so let's do this one again real quick. I told you that we would do some duplication of work, so I'm going to add that in progress again, and I'm going to add that in review again. And now I can take this create.readme, and I can move it into in progress, and then also I am the assignee, which is great Now, if I go back to my milestone, I have to go to DevOps and issues, and then go to the milestones here. If I look at it, now a lot of things have updated here, right? We have unstarted issues, things that aren't being worked on, and now I have ongoing issues, and it says that, you know, this is a feature, it's in progress, and it's assigned to me. It's based on things that are open and are also assigned, so that's how I know that the project is being worked on. And then completed issues only show closed issues. Look at the merge request. I don't have any merge requests, so I'm not going to see anything there. And look at the participants. I'm the only participant. Then I can look at the labels. We have an in progress label and a feature label. So that's all good. Excuse me. Now let's do some work now. Now that all of that has been done, look at our time. All right. Hopefully this will take us less than 5 minutes. I want to keep these videos nice and short, less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So we have this create.readme issue. I'm going to open it up just so that I have it available on my screen. I'm going to go to my project, and actually I'm going to go to my Oh, I have to make a merge request first. So I'm going to go to my create.readme, and in here I can create a merge request. Just going to click that. And that is going to create the merge request for us automatically. It's going to include it into the Sprint 1 milestone. At this time it doesn't have any reviewers, so that's alright. We can do that later. Shows our participation, shows us that we want notifications for it, gives us a reference to the to all the stuff so that if we wanted to link people to it, we can go there. We have an overview where I could say I am going to start this now, and I'm going to comment that in here. You can react to the comments here and give this a nice little thumbs up. You can also thumbs up here as well. I'll remove that. And yeah, it gives us a nice place to see all of our work. So I can see all the commits, all the work that has been done right here, and I can see if there are any changes. So now I can go over here to the repository and files, and I'm going to open up this web IDE. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the correct branch, and let's get started working. It already made a readme.md file here for me. I think that comes with the merge request. It's not because the merge request is called make a readme.md. It just, when you first make a merge request, it's going to create this. So that's why we couldn't see any of the file stuff before. So I'm going to look at our issue first. Create a readme.md file. And it should have an owner, it should have a project title, and it should have a how-to guide. Alright, that seems pretty easy, so alright, and now I can take a look at our preview, and everything looks good to me. And let's commit this change. We already have a branch, and I'm going to give it a message. And I'm going to hit the commit button. And that is basically it. I can look here, and from here you can actually navigate all the way to the merge request that was made for this. And I can look at my commits, and I can see that there's one commit. It says looks like this meets all of our requirements. I can look at the changes, and I can see that we went from nothing to having all those changes that we just made. And I can see in my history that there is a commit here. And right now I'm just going to add myself as a reviewer just for completeness sakes and say, wow, this looks real good. going to merge into main line now. No, it looks real good. I'm gonna comment it, and you can give a nice little smiley face to that one right there. Excuse me. Alright, so now I can mark this as ready. When you first create them, they're going to be marked as a work in progress branch or a merge request, and those ones can't be merged, but then when you mark them as ready, that means that they are ready to be merged. You can set it up to delete the source branch, and then there's also, if you have more than one commit, there'll be an option here to squish all your commits into one commit. That's just helpful if you have a bunch of commits all in one and you don't want to clutter up your commit log. So it just shows up as one. Alright, I'm going to hit the merge button, and our file has been merged. I could revert this if I wanted to, but I don't want to revert that. I'm happy with my changes. I can go look at my issues, and I could see that it was moved into the closed state automatically from the merge request. I can go look at my boards and could see that it was also moved into the closed state automatically for me. Realistically, I should have probably gone back in here and moved this from in progress to in review, and then from there it should have gone into closed. But I'm the only one working on this. No big point. But on bigger organizational stuff, you might want to do that. You can also set this up to where I would not be able to approve that merge request, and I would not be able to actually merge that code into the main branch. I would have to have somebody else do that for me, setting up review and kind of a chain of custody. Alright, and now I could actually go into my repository and go to the file section. And now I have this nice little welcome readme.md. It has our file name, it has a nice little description, it has a quick start guide that tells me how to use it, and then it tells me about the owners for the code. And that is pretty much it for issues, milestones, merge requests, labels, all that stuff. This should be a really good starting off point for any project. In the next video, I'll probably be going over some more advanced project management things, probably starting out with the continuous integration and continuous development, and then best practices for how to maintain and make sure that your code quality is top-notch. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to hit that like button. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you just want to chat with me about something. And remember to subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.